take my stuff off because this live, this might be the one, to get the coverage, and I'm in here at a do-rag on my head, you know. I gotta say it right off the top. What's wrong with you Negroes? Hey, yeah. Anthony Edwards. I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat. I ain't afraid of you ninjas. Got a little cold too, so I might cough every now and then, but it will not stop my elocution. Anthony Edwards and Jonathan Majors. Two different circumstances, but kind of the same root problem, if I do say so myself. Listen here. Can I go one by one? Just to take a little time off of Israel and Hamas and the miseducation of the world in respect to Israel and Hamas. Put a little time out on that. Who you want me to start with? I'm gonna start with Anthony Edwards because he's a little easier. Anthony Edwards, for those who don't know, is an NBA basketball player. Plays for Minnesota, and he apparently got this young, you're always young Instagram model pregnant. Now, I guess these things happen. And apparently, she advised him that she'd missed her period. She believes herself to be pregnant. Anthony Edwards said, I'm not really interested in having a baby. I'll advise you of how I know this information and how all of us found out this same information. I'm not really interested in having a baby. Can we do something about it? She says, I'm not really interested in having an abortion. I've already had an abortion with my son, and I didn't feel good about it. He says, well, I don't want to have a baby. And, why are you going to force a baby into this world? I don't want to have kids. And she says, I understand that. I'm not trying to put any pressure on you, but I really don't feel comfortable about an abortion. But if you want me to do it, I will do it. He says, I'll help you out. I'll send you some money. She goes, you don't have to do that, but if you want, okay. I didn't ask for it. Now, the conversation sounds very pedestrian at this point. Shalom, everyone. Timothy. A very pedestrian conversation, but the conversation now somehow goes left. The devil's in the details. Anthony apparently sends her $100,000 and says, I need you to videotape yourself taking the plan B, though. I want to see you doing it. She's like, well, fine, Anthony. All right? The relationship is getting a little tense here. And then the conversation comes up, I'm going to have my attorney contact you in respect to the money. So now his lawyers get involved. And he wants this scenario to be very formalized. And that's where it goes off the rails. The young lady said, I haven't heard from your lawyer, and I guess this thing goes left. And she sells the text messages to someone, and they leak it, and this is how we all find out about this big mess. Anthony Edwards now, which is the point of this particular rant on the spiel, realizes that, well, everybody knows what's going on, and his PR people, his lawyer, his agent, his mom, whoever, has him draft an apology letter. I apologize I was speaking out of rashness, or out of not. It's not my. What I said was not. It's not indicative of my character to some extent. And these kind of things. And a woman is allowed to do what she wants with her own body. And I will now be dealing with my personal matters privately. This is the conversation on the table. Did Anthony Edwards have to apologize for that? Is that something that is worthy of an apology? You guys can go and find it yourself. He was never overtly aggressive on the text messages. We don't know what they were doing from person to person. Their conversations on the phone, who knows? But does he have to apologize for not wanting a child? And does he have to apologize for insisting that this young lady take a plan B? Now, as a Christian, I'm of course anti-abortion. I believe in abortion personally. For myself, I don't believe in abortion. Me personally. Anthony Edwards is making, I think, about $18 million a year right now, or 14, something like that. He dropped 32 and 8 rebounds and 5 assists. Made the game winner in Miami against Miami Heat last night, right after the allegations. Boy, he had a Kobe game. He had a Kobe rape game. Oh! Kobe gave us 81 points when he was accused of rape. He gave the Raptors 81 points while he was on trial for rape. Yeah. I'm pro-life, right? Is that pro-life? I don't know what to call it. I'm against abortion, right? I'm gonna say that straight. So my question is, in this extremely liberal world, right, where people are telling women, like everybody who is saying women can make choices with their bodies, those are not pro-life people. The people who are saying, I believe that women have the right to make any choice they wish with their body, those people are not pro-life. Those are people who are saying, if one woman wants to terminate a pregnancy, she can. That's the intention of their mentality. They're not saying a woman has the right to bear life. That's not what they're arguing for. Okay? These individuals who phrase things in that way and say, I believe that the woman's choice, they have the right of choice and all these things, are saying that we agree that women have the right and the sole right to terminate lives that are in them, in another body. They have the right over their own body, which is fine. And they also have the right over the body that's inside of them to terminate that life. That's what those people are saying. So anyway, in that very liberal world where people have told women they have the right to terminate a child, this black man says also, well, I don't want the child that you have inside of your body. So don't I have the right to request that you terminate the child, pay for it? Now, that $100,000 for a plan B is one heck of a stipend. That's one heck of some compensation, right? Apparently there's something all through the text that said, oh, the baby's not anything yet. You know, this mindset that it's not large enough to be an actual human being, which is another conversation that a lot of people have, where, again, my perspective is conception, life. It's a human being. It's got a soul, it's got a mind, it's got a destiny, it's got a purpose. God has put that thing inside of you, period. That's my opinion. That's the Christian opinion of real Christians. The people who don't believe that are not real Christians, in my opinion. That's my opinion. But I don't believe they're real Christians. Anybody who believes that abortion is something that people should do, regardless of whether or not you've had an abortion, regardless of whether or not you were put in a position where you feel forced to do, because you know a lot of Christians have abortions. Them same people that are saying, hey, I don't believe in abortion, those same Christian folk are having abortion. Don't get it twisted. Them little girls getting pregnant in church are running to the abortion clinic. Okay. So I'm just talking about the ideology of it. Of course, the woman is going to do what she wants, regardless of how anyone feels, especially if the guy she's dealing with. Listen, I don't know what he's apologizing for. I mean, he gave that woman $100,000. He clearly has extreme judgment issues that he's raw dogging a random Instagram model, right? He's a young man. He don't have no sense. Money don't give you sense. Dollars don't give you sense. I play on words, you understand. These guys seemingly have no counsel. They have no agents. They have no lawyers until they get into a mess. It's so funny that you don't have a proactive team that says, hey, before you start dealing with anybody, are you interested in an Instagram model? I'll contact her. I'll let her sign the NDA, let her know that you're interested, and get her number, and she can contact you after she's gone through the vetting process. They don't do that. They don't do any of that. They go, they find this girl, they're on their Instagram, they check, they click like, they jump into her DMs, they video call, yeah, it's really me. Where can I meet you? Where can I fly you out? And all of a sudden, you got this scenario, right? Where is all that before? Yeah, he's got some judgment problems. We know that. That's true. It's ridiculous. These guys have no discernment. They're not picking wives. They're picking objects. They're buying women. They're renting, leasing, human trafficking for their enjoyment women. All that is true. All that, I'll front load the conversation with that. All that is true. Low character, bad decision making, you name it, right? Entitlement, the capacity to know that I have enough money to make a problem just go away. I can pay $100,000 to get this off my table. All that is true, right? So I said it all. Now, does Anthony Edwards have to apologize? In this climate, in this liberal climate that has given women the right to terminate pregnancies at epic levels, the greatest genocide in the world is not taking place in Israel, in the Gaza Strip. We know that. The greatest genocide in the world is not even taking place in the Congo, that is out measuring the chaos that's taking place in the Gaza Strip. The greatest genocide in the world is in the United States. Yeah. The amount of abortions Americans do every year is the greatest genocide in the world. You people kill more babies than infant stillborn syndrome, whatever. What you people kill more babies than anybody in the world. That's the greatest genocide in the world. The American right to terminate infants, innocent lives. It's the greatest genocide on the planet. And he said, hey, why can't I be qualified for this? And he had to go and apologize. He had to apologize to the most liberal society in the history of the world. Societies that have told us that a child can be brutally mangled surgically and altered to a different gender. They can do that to children. They can make that decision that we can exterminate babies in epic proportions. This black man had to apologize for wanting to have an abortion. Something that's free. Planned Parenthood has made sure that it's free. And he paid $100,000 for a free procedure and then had to apologize for it in a very liberal environment. And as the brother said, went off last night. I call it the abortion game. He went off last night. He went from plan B to plan A. My goodness gracious. It's incredible the hypocrisy of the communities of the world when it comes to us, and especially when it comes to you black men. I'm gonna put you on pause and jump over to Jonathan Majors. You know who that is? That is a brother from Marvel. And he was dating another young lady who was of the same ethnicity, apparently, as the same young lady that Mr. Anthony Edwards was dating. Right? Caucasian lady. And if you think it's me throwing Caucasian women under the bus, this thing, black girls are out here doing it more than them now. You guys can't say nothing no more. Can't say nothing no more. The sisters are doing it as much and worse. Come on, you saw Mariah Mills. You saw Mariah Mills with Zion Williamson. So Mariah Mills is a what do you call her? She's a porn star, sex worker. She wants to have Zion's baby, and she's out here again using these little boys with millions of dollars as sugar daddies or sugar boys. I should call them sugar boys. So the sisters are out here doing it too, but it just looks worse. I'm gonna say it like that. When you have these black men who have risen up to be somebody, to be something, and then have these interactions, I'll call it an interaction, with young ladies who are Caucasian, and they lose everything. Let's talk about that scenario. When I started, let me see what you're saying before I go too fast. Good day to all. Season's greetings. Good to see you, Brian Holmes. Just in time. You got just in time. Listen, when I saw this just Jonathan Majors thing for the first time, you know what I saw first? The first thing I saw was the tapes were released, because I didn't want to watch it. I'm so tired of listening and seeing black men get into mess. Like when I hear about stuff, I just turn my head off. But then when I heard the tapes released, I said, let me watch this thing, see what's going on. And did you see what I saw? It looks worse how? I'm gonna explain it. It looks worse to me when black men who have risen to a certain level in society, entertainment, allow themselves to be dragged down because they have decided to entertain relationships with Caucasian girls, and these young ladies destroy their careers. And I said it already. The sisters are doing it just as much. They're just as culpable. They're just as guilty. But to me, it looks much worse. To me. So call me any names you want. But to me, it looks absolutely worse. And this is why. Because the video that I saw of Jonathan Majors and that young lady, Jonathan Majors was running away from her. He ran out of the cab. He was running down the block. He was trying to get, it looked crazy. This big, strong black man is trying to get away from this petite white female and running away from her to avoid any type of domestic interaction. He was literally running away. That's what I saw. I watched it. I'm like, you telling me you charging this black man for assault, running away from a white girl? That's what he's being. Third degree assault. Third degree assault is the lowest level of assault. It could be something as simple as, you grab somebody's arm when they grabbed you and pushed their arm off. Apparently, they gave him third degree assault because he pushed her back into the cab and he hurt her hand. And then apparently he was harassing her. I don't know how that harassment was categorized. Harassment could be a phone call, could be multiple text messages, et cetera, et cetera. And apparently she was convicted of something too, but that didn't make the news, of course. But Jonathan Majors now is dropped from Marvel. Marvel drops him. Yes, third degree assault is a misdemeanor. It's nothing, but it's a criminal record nonetheless. Affects your traveling, affects you going to Canada. Look at our guy, Bridges. Miles Bridges couldn't come to Canada last night, couldn't play against the Raptors last night, plays for the Charlotte Hornets. He got in domestic, couldn't come to Canada. They wouldn't let him in. We refused him entry into Canada because of his domestic situation, domestic assault situation he's got over there in the States. So it affects your life. And this gentleman, apparently, to me, what I saw, was running away. He's running away. What would make a jury, because this was decided by a jury, look at a black man running away and still come back with a guilty verdict? Well, you know, you're running away, but, you know, you still pushed her into the cab. Or to me, that doesn't make any doggone sense. This ain't Tory Lanez shooting somebody in the foot. This is a brother running away. You get a criminal record running away from a white girl. That's how it looks. You get a criminal record running away from a white girl. That's what it looks like. Folks, like the live stream. I'm not sure. Thank you. It doesn't make no sense to me. If you're a white girl out here and you find I'm offending you, I apologize, because if I'm running away from you and they still find me guilty of doing something to you when I'm running away from you, that justice system needs that justice system needs some help. It needs some help. And listen, this is the problem with this situation. Going back to strictly gender and eliminating the racial component of the gender, of which both young ladies are of non-melanin complexions. These young ladies will get book deals, will get VH1, series deals. They will make money, just like this young lady made money selling her text messages. She made money, she made $100,000, and then she made money selling her text messages. They will make money while these brothers are losing money. They will make money while they're losing money. This guy lost Marvel. He lost Marvel, and who knows what else. And let me tell you something, Hollywood ain't easy. They just came off of a strike. Stuff is tight. And he's going to look like, oh, well, you were convicted of assault. I was convicted of an assault running away from a problem. What does it say here? He ran away, then came back, plus audio tapes released about the domestic violence. He should have known better. I agree. I absolutely agree. These guys are not using their head. They're not smart. I don't understand it. They're held to an incredibly high level because they're not just regular guys. I get it. But to me, it's incredible. These two scenarios, which are totally different. They're totally different. One guy is asking a chick he slept with, can you take a plan B? There is 1 million dudes right now asking women all over the world, can you take a plan B? There's 1 million guys like, oh man, I shouldn't have. Well, girl, you better take a plan B, because I don't know if I came out. I don't know. 1 million guys doing that right now. None of them are calling that chick saying, I'll give you $100,000 to take a plan B. None of them. Their text message are worth nothing to TMZ or anybody else. Nothing. They're worth absolutely nothing. And none of them got to apologize to nobody publicly and to their public entourage because they don't want to have a baby at this time. Not one. Except for Anthony Edwards. I'm telling you right now, this thing don't make no sense to me. And I felt I had to come on here and say something because that don't make no sense to me. That doesn't make any sense to me. And like I said, in a culture, in an American culture, that kills babies like nobody else. The only people that kill more babies in America maybe are them Chinese, because they don't want to have no more children in the country, period. But Americans, you guys are keeping track of how many babies you're killing. The Chinese aren't. And I'm sure these Chinese are killing a lot of babies. I'm sure they are. But you guys are keeping track. And so we're keeping track with you. It's a lot of babies. Culture that kills babies every day. This brother's apologizing for asking this young lady to have an abortion. And the thing is, which is crazy to me, because that's not the information I know or have. Can a plan B, is a plan B, can it cancel a baby? My understanding of a plan B is that you don't take it within 24 hours, it's not going to work. Is the plan B basically a long-term abortion pill? When did this girl find out that she's pregnant? How is a plan B the option? You had sex with her. She didn't find out she got pregnant the next day. She didn't find out she got pregnant a week later. She must have found out she's pregnant, let's say a month. Let's say 6 weeks. Oh, I missed my period. I think I'm pregnant. Is a plan B going to fix that? That's not my understanding. Is that how it works? It is worse because it's not a black woman cashing out on her downfall. It is. It is worse. It is. Actually, it is. Can I break that down? Why I think it's worse? I happen to know a man who a black woman cashed out on his downfall. I know him very well. Every day him and I have great conversations with each other. I wake up in the morning looking right in the mirror. Well, that house stayed in the black community. Them black kids stayed living in that house. And then that the wealth of that potential estate stayed connected to that family and that community. Right? Cashed out. My girl cashed out. She cashed out. Got off with a milli. 7-figure property plus some stuff. Now, that's still in the community though. Some Negro going to inherit that. He going to find that young lady and hope to live in the house, right? He ain't going to be homeless no more. That's still in the community though. When these young ladies cash these brothers out, that money gone. We've heard of how a dollar circulates in the black community, how long it hangs around. We've talked about generational wealth in the black community. When the black community is not just losing its integrity, but also losing its stars, like Jonathan Majors, I don't know what he's going to be doing anymore. I don't know where he's going to be. We're losing a face that can inspire in a large productions like these Marvel productions. We lose a person like that. We lose a reputable actor, a reputable face. And then you also lose the financial potential of whatever he has to give away. It's a scenario. It's a scenario. It's a scenario. Right? Again, black women are cashing in a completely different way. It's a completely different way. And I don't know if I want to get into it because it's a whole different conversation. I ain't gonna get into that right now because I ain't here to do that today. I'll do it another day though. You know, sisters have this thing of they want black men to simply provide for them, and their provision request to me sounds like prostitution. That's what it sounds like to me. The provisionary request when white women abscond with black wealth is extortion. That's what it looks like to me. Right? They've extorted money out of this situation, or they have maligned a reputation and have now eliminated the capacity for that gentleman to earn. In the case of Mr. Majors, with Jonathan Edwards, They've just absconded with $100K from a dummy who gave away $100,000 simply because he did not have the presence of mind to be proactive with his sexuality. Listen, I'm not telling these young men to even practice the things that they should practice. They should get married and have a family, and at least have the presence of mind to say, if I'm going to be a fornicator, if I'm going to be an individual that has low sexual moral character, at least do it in a way that is actually protecting themselves. Right? It's protect yourself. Sign an NDA with the young lady. You know, this is a bulletproof NDA. You and I, you are submitting to us having a sexual relationship. You are agreeing that if you do get pregnant, you will abort the baby. You are agreeing to a level of compensation. All that. Make it contractual. Well, that sounds terrible. Well, guess what? Marriage is contractual. Marriage is as contractual as divorce, which is as contractual as what I've just discussed. And when you are not married, like Anthony Edwards, and you engage in sex with Instagram models like Anthony Edwards, and when it goes bad, like Anthony Edwards, guess what? You call a lawyer. And then you sign a contract to fix what you just messed up. So you might as well just do it up front. You might as well just put it on paper up front. There's no scandal. I don't know how much ads Anthony Edwards was getting. I don't know how much marketing he had. I don't know if he's lost any marketing because of that. But clearly, somebody said apologize. Because apologies save your money, right? Because he didn't do anything illegal. It was a PR move. And black men are losing the PR game right now. With these two guys, that's a shot to the temple and to the gut at the same time. The whole the Jonathan Majors thing, I do not know. And somebody just said, you know, that the tapes came out and whatnot. And this is the worst part. This is the third black man involved in this. Alvin Bragg is the district attorney in New York who is a black man. Do you remember Alvin Bragg? I spoke about him. I called him the most what did I call him? I think I called him the most feared black man in America, or the most wanted black man in America. I said it a few months ago, so I forget, because he's the one who prosecuted Trump first, and he had to have all kind of bodyguards around him, because he's the black man, the district attorney, who decided to prosecute and indict Donald Trump, the first of his many indictments. So he had there was a black prosecutor. This black prosecutor looked over the evidence and said that the evidence demonstrated, if I can remember correctly, a pattern of assault and manipulation or something to that extent. But at the end of the day, if that was there, Alvin Bragg, if you saw something that said this is concerning, this is not good, I'm a defender of the public, and why a third-degree misdemeanor? It's a slap on the wrist. They're like, oh yeah, maximum penalties can be a year in prison. That guy's not going to serve a year in prison. That guy's going to pay a fine. He's going to pay a $200 fine. Like, it's nothing. It's nothing. He won't be on probation or anything. That's nothing. The third-degree misdemeanor. Third-degree assault, it's a misdemeanor. It's nothing. It's nothing. So why give a brother a criminal record for that? Right? And the jury came back. I'm appealing that. I don't care. If I'm Jonathan Majors, I'm appealing that. Okay? I don't know who's holding what for review. Let's see what we got here. Show. The black prosecutor is a bootleg. Uh-oh. I don't know. Because he looked pretty good when he was prosecuting Trump. He looked pretty good to me when he was prosecuting Trump. it didn't look good that he's got to prosecute Jonathan Majors, but he's the district attorney in New York, so that's what he got to do. But maybe that's how he got him. That's how he maybe he minimized it to the very bottom. Maybe that was Alvin Bragg doing that. Who knows? Because it could have been worse. But you're running away. He's running away. That's what hurts my feelings. When I'm seeing this guy run a country mile, he's running away. Did you see the tape? Did anybody see it? This guy didn't just run down the street. They had this was like a movie. He was running away to the point this girl's running out of breath chasing him. I'm like, why are you still chasing this man? And then he had I heard a portion of him saying to her, listen, man, I don't want this. I don't want this kind of relationship. I don't want us to be like that. This is not me. And he was talking to her. I was like, oh, there's no way they're convicting this guy. Then I heard convicted. I'm like, how? How is he convicted when he's running away and he's trying to talk this girl down and she's chasing him, running like she's running? I don't know if that girl did cross country. That little girl did cross country because they easily ran a mile. They had multiple cameras all over the city catching them running. He's running away from her, getting out of the cab and he got convicted. So, Jay Legend, I don't know. Alvin Bragg's a pretty upstanding district attorney. He came for Trump, put Trump in his place. So, I can't call him names. I ain't gonna call him names. I ain't gonna call the brother names. But that's what it is. And Anthony Edwards, there's no way in Helsinki that brother should have apologized. There's no way. This girl's an extortionist. She took $100,000 from him, and then she sold the text messages. She's an extortionist. She sold the text messages to TMZ or somebody else, probably made double on that money, and then went ahead and took the $100,000 and posted it. I got the money, right? What is the benefit for you? What is the benefit? It's like, this is a different scenario, but there's a soca artist or reggae artist. He just died of a heart attack. Patrice, what's her name? Patrice something. Her fiance. Yeah, 3 blocks. He ran 3 blocks. She chased him for 3 blocks. And she's the victim. I've never seen anything like that in my life, man. That girl chased that man for a mile. Anyway, they're full extortion to me. But what I was trying to say was this reggae artist, he dies, has a heart attack, and his side chick, right, allegedly, is claiming, oh, we were in love and we were this and we were that and da-da-da-da. I'm like, what is the benefit? What is the benefit to you to do all that? And this is the oxymoronic part about it. If I'm a woman and I'm a jump off for Anthony Edwards, Anthony Edwards just raw dogged me, got me pregnant, and tried to pay me out. You think I want that in TMZ? You think I want my picture in the doggone paper? No, unless I want to use that as marketing for my OnlyFans. Unless I want Playboy and to call me, or I want Pornhub to check my videos out. What kind of, these are the kind of girls we're talking about. These are the kind of girls these guys are running for. And it doesn't make no sense. Where's the guidance? Where's the fathers, the dads? Where are these guys? Hey. Zion, what are you doing? Mariah Mills, bro, what kind of woman is this? A porn star? A girl you got to go get checked out now. Because this young lady is giving it away. She's giving it away every day. These are the kind of girls you're getting? This doesn't make no sense to me. Can I tell you a secret? I don't got millions of dollars. And in the city of Toronto, I don't have to pay for a woman to like me. Shh, don't tell nobody. I don't gotta pay. You telling me you 6'7", young, good looking, strong, got millions of dollars, and you got to pay? That's how it works now? Oh, geez, God bless God. God bless America. Because it don't work that way in Toronto. And I don't think it works that way in Minnesota either. What's wrong with these kids? Are they that lazy? You can't take out a Tinder account, bro. Plenty of fish or something. You telling me you can't meet a woman without having to pay her tens of thousands of dollars? Yeah, Patrice something. That's her name, Patrice something. The reggae artist the reggae artist was her fiance. But you're telling me you got to pay tens of thousands of dollars for a woman to sleep with you, bro? Is that what it's come to? And this is why this generation of young girls are prostituting themselves for male attention. This is why regular guys have to literally come to the table and be told, you better pay for my hair, pay for my nails. This is first date talk. Pay for my rent if you want to date me. Because you got these clowns running around here creating havoc in the social sphere of how life is supposed to work. Yes, the driver. Let me hear what you got to say. The driver who was driving Jonathan Majors said he didn't see any assault or Majors hitting his so-called girlfriend. What in the heck did they convict that man of? He's got to appeal that, man. He's got to take that to a Supreme Court. Got to take it to the Court of Appeals. It doesn't make sense. I've never seen nothing like that in my life. They said that he hurt her arm when he pushed her back in the cab. Self-defense. That's what it looked like to me. Because that crazy woman was chasing him all over town. I was afraid that she was going to do something to me to put me in this position that I am in now. I felt I would de-escalate, run away, but she chased me down. I don't understand it. You know what? I'm afraid to be a man. I am afraid to be a black man in this world. I am terrified to be a black man in this world. Oh. And let me tell you something. It's a ridiculous statement. Because they're not lynching us anymore. We don't have to get all the way to the colored bathrooms when we're driving in the South anymore. We've got civil rights. We can vote. We can tell Whitey anything we want. We can look a white woman in her eyes, look a white man in his face, and I'm still afraid of being a black man right now. You know why? It's not the white man. I'm not afraid of him. I'm afraid of women of every complexion. I'm afraid of them. I'm afraid of two things as I shut up and get off get out of your way. Right? Jonathan Majors is in some trouble, but I pray he's not done because it's not fair. Because if Jonathan Majors is done, many of us are done too. This is why I'm afraid. This is why I'm terrified of women. Terrified. Because we have reached to the place where being afraid of the stigma of doing something to a white woman, that's still a thing. That's still real. That's real, right? But this thing, it's not stopped at the stigma of being the angry black man or the aggressive black man over a white woman. That stigma exists even in the black community. Even in the black community. And the endangered species, the most feared beast on the planet, I ain't calling us a beast, but that's what we're looked at, is still the strong black man. He's still feared. He still needs to be silenced. He still needs to be underemployed. He still needs to be put in a position where he has to be controlled. And the second that he gets out of place, even in his own family, he is in trouble. Family courts have gaslit and empowered our own women to make sure that anytime they see fit, they can emasculate, incarcerate, financially annihilate black men. And I ain't jumping on y'all. I ain't jumping on any woman. All I'm saying is it's really hard out here to be a man right now. That's all I'm saying. It's really hard out here to be a man right now. Because when you have a court system that convicts a brother of third-degree assault in New York City, a major city, that case law affects me. So now I'm out here, and a young lady who I don't want any problems with starts harassing me, coming up in my face, and I say, "Get away from me, miss. I don't want no trouble." That touch, that defensive movement, automatically, that's assault. Oh, we can look up the state of New York versus Majors and see that Mr. Majors was in the same position and he retreated, but the fact that he's a larger human being and a bigger person, and the fact that this young lady suffered harm from his defensive push, conviction. Yo, it's not easy, bro. Once these women are able to get convictions for these types of things, it's called case law. And judges now rely on that case law to make other convictions. It means that the prosecution of black men from henceforth is even easier. Not only that, he will go for a sentencing hearing of what his sentence will be. And if this guy is given 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or whatever, his sentence becomes precedent. So now you're not just convicted of running away, you're given time for running away. So what the hell are you going to do now? You got to basically stand there, let somebody kick your head in, beat your head in, shoot you. We've had that already. His name is Zimmerman, and he's still not in jail. He shot our child. He's still not in jail. So they can kneel on your neck. They can shoot your children. You can run away to avoid assault, and you're still guilty, bro. When does it stop? You can be married, living a great life. They take your house. If that woman wants to leave, she gotta leave. She can have a child inside of you that's your child. You say, but I want the baby. She can do what she wants. But I don't want the baby. She can do what she wants. You can get it. It seems like, this is just my opinion now, it seems like there is no rights for brothers. This is what it looked like to me. I'm sorry. I just had to take a little time off from the Israel-Hamas scenario and let you know that that thing didn't sit right with me. And as much as these men, and you, please, I hope you listen to me, I have not apologized for their low moral character. I have not made excuses for that. But, this guy's going to run me over. But justice is supposed to be blind and balanced. And I don't see anything blind. I think they're looking at us, and I don't see anything balanced. And that's my time. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. I hope Jonathan Majors files an appeal for all of our sake. And I hope Anthony Edwards realizes can't let him host. Yeah, it don't make no sense. It doesn't make no sense. I said it. It doesn't make no sense, bro. You paying girls $100,000. Come on, man. Stop it. Just stop it, man. Just stop it. These guys got way too much money and way too little guidance. I can't even talk about morality. I won't even talk about morality. Like, that's easy. That's an easy rock to throw, right? We all have our moral, what's the word? Our our moral things that many of us fall on. But at least have some sense. At least have some sense. Let me close with this. Many black men are emotionally addicted to low character women. Many black men, I'm speaking to us, right? You are emotionally addicted to low character women. And there's high character black women that you look past, you don't consider to be on the spectrum of what you're actually looking for, and for some reason you fetishize low character women. This must stop in our community. This must stop in our community. You rather the hoe that's been out there in the streets with your homeboy and somebody else than the good girl. And there's something wrong with us. And I tell you right now, it's not just the men, eh? You ladies got it too. Because you've been wanting the bad boy from a long time. You want the bad boy, you want the player, you want that guy more than you want the good man. And brothers, we're doing it too. But the difference is that us men, as leaders, once we start getting it right, these women are only acting like that because of your attention. When you stop giving them the attention and you start giving the attention to the wholesome girl, they'll act differently. If Anthony Edwards was not out here looking for IG models wouldn't be like, see, 100K, she got 100K. Girl, I'm gonna be out here because I'm gonna get mine. All these guys want, they're all thirsty. And you've now created a generation of girls looking for more dummies like Anthony Edwards. And it's our fault. It's our fault. And now we have put our necks under the guillotine of low moral character women who are simply, they are not interested in your humanity. They're interested in your bag. Be careful, black man. Be careful. God bless you. I'm out. I said to my sons, a woman has two pair of lips to trap or beat you. R.A. Wilson, you said a mouthful. Hey! Both lips talking. I'm out. This getting bad. I'm out. This is The Real Spiel. This is Dale K. Brereton. Please subscribe to this station, to this channel. We talk about everything. I try to talk about everything. Coming out with Dr. Lee. I'm going to ask Dr. Lee. I think I might do an Ask Dr. Lee show because we got to do some stuff. And Dr. Lee's going to be in this car with me. I might do another show in a couple hours. If it's not too dark, we're going to have to do it at the studio. So please stay tuned. Bless all of you. And black man, stay strong. Sisters, we're with you. Be with us.